What's going on to you, Sagittarius? So, you, Sagittarius, have the Page of Cups, the Three of Swords, and you have the Five of Pentacles. I'm seeing that. Honestly, I'm seeing that a lot of you, Sagittarius, are getting into your philosophical bag. And what I mean by that is, immediately, the first three cards, this is about how you, Sagittarius, wish that you knew this amount of knowledge when you were way younger. Because if you did, right, the Five of Pentacles, it would have saved you. You're reflecting, and you Sagittarius are thinking to yourself that your life would turn out way different if you did know this knowledge. You would be a lot more happy. You wouldn't waste so much of your time being kind of, you know what I'm saying, oblivious to the games that other people play. You would know what to do. Just leave them alone. And I'm seeing how a lot of you Sagittarius are just so happy that you know the truth now. You have the knowledge now. You just wish, you know, that you would have known it, or someone would have put you onto the game a lot sooner. But I'm here to tell you, Sagittarius, to be honest with you, the game wasn't really really dissected and understood and analyzed the way that it is today. Like, I was around, me personally, I was around during the pickup artist era. The strongest point in history for the pickup artist was really, I want to say, during the 80s all the way up to 2015. After 2015, it was a wrap after that, because I was around for 2013, 14, 15, studying the game myself. Not that deep, but I mean from the pickup artists. And pickup artistry, you know, my memory is great. Pickup artistry was pickup artistry was at the highest point at 2013, 14, and 15. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that after 2015, it literally valleyed. It literally went into a steep drop off. Now, why that's important is because the game wasn't really understood up until 2016, right? So a lot of people could hold the game and the knowledge hostage, basically. They didn't have to really tell anybody anything. And for people who got the game, they just got it, and they were a lucky few, right? Compared to the majority. But now that you understand it, you can't really you can't really be so hard on yourself, because not a lot of people really knew the game. The Seven of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles represents how, because I'm seeing that now when you Sagittarius interact with people and like they plan like they for the streets, I'm seeing how a lot of you Sagittarius don't really care the way that you would have if you didn't know the game. Like, a lot of you Sagittarius are looking at it like that might have gotten you upset if you didn't know the game, because you may have tried to get to know someone honestly, and you know, you're trying to figure out what exactly are they doing. Now you Sagittarius are like, okay, the person wants to be for the streets, so go ahead and let them be for the streets. You understand what I'm saying? So now the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles right here represents you Sagittarius. Just understand that you have to be true to yourself. You have to be true blue, ironically, but you have to be true blue. And you can't get caught up with the games that people play, because it'll bring down your value. Once you start going tit for tat and all of that type of stuff, right? Monkey fall down and break his back, right? It's a Trinidadian saying, right? It's a Trinidadian folklore saying. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, once you start becoming petty and going back and forth, it's lowering your value, because it stops being about the trying to just play the game a little bit to get to a significant other, and it starts being about the games that the two of you play against each other entirely. And this is the reason why it is that I say that people who end up playing games, they end up in terrible situations, because what they originally set out to do gets lost in translation. This is why I've been saying that. It literally gets lost in translation. They literally end up being in a position where they whatever they thought that they originally wanted, it becomes confused, and then they end up now being in a worse disposition than if they would have just did a straight line and went directly for what they wanted in the first place. So for you, Sagittarius, you having the Hangman, I'm seeing the Hangman, the Ten of Cups right here, and the Star card. These three cards, especially the Hangman, really just speaks to the Hangman and the Ten of Cups, really just speaks to you, Sagittarius, having so much self-respect and so much love for yourself, to the point where you, Sagittarius, are just like, yo, like, you're just not going to play the game. Because I'm seeing how you, Sagittarius, are thinking to yourself, you know, it really isn't worth it to be out here wasting your time trying to play games with people. It's much more effective in all kind of ways, mentally, spiritually, mentally, financially, energetic wise, to just go straight for what it is that you're looking for directly, as opposed to playing all these games that end up burning you out. And which is true, it does. It gets you tired. It burns you out. The only people who are not tired are the people who are crazy. That's another way. That's a whole other piece of game. Though, if you want to know if a person is crazy, if a person is really out of their mind when you are interacting with them, pay attention to where if they get exhausted of the games or not. If a person gets exhausted of playing games, then they're kind of good. If the person plays no games, then it means that they're actually, they're healthy. If a person plays games nonstop, then it means that they're out of their mind. And I'll tell you why. Because playing games is exhausting. And one thing, and studying the game, I remember studying someplace, actually right here on YouTube, where somebody who was talking about the games that people play in general. Don't ever try to actually outmaneuver them. They'll always go further than you because they're crazy. They're depraved. They don't have limitations because they've already cracked that mental and spiritual barrier. They're already broken. So they have that advantage on you to go forever in that direction, right, of craziness, because they're essentially, they are the masked insane person. They're making it look like they have it together, but their psyche and their spirituality and who they are has been broken. So they can always outmaneuver you when it comes to playing games, because for you it may get exhausting, but for them it'll never get exhausting because they're crazy. That's why I'm telling you, if you want to know what a crazy person looks like, see how many games they play. This is why it is I keep telling y'all, stop playing these games. Because when I'm talking to somebody, my dear Sagittarius, I'm paying attention to see if they are on games and if they actually stop playing games. I'm peeping all of these things. I'm not going to let them know that, but I'm peeping game to all of that. Like how far are you actually planning on going with this? And you'll have people years. This is why a lot of people end up wasting their life trying to play catch up later on. So the Ten of Cups, I've already covered that. So The star card right here for you, Sagittarius, speaks to how you Sagittarius are spiritually becoming more intact. You're finding out who you are, and you realizing that the vast majority of people in the world are not really ready for you. They're not really up to your level as of yet spiritually, because they're still caught up in games. And a lot of you Sagittarius are learning how to cherish yourself. So very good on you. Let's clarify the star card. The Fool, Five of Swords, the Tower, the Hanged Man, you see, and then the Three of Pentacles. The Fool and the Five of Swords right here speaks to how you Sagittarius understand that you can't take certain people seriously, right? Like they have to show you value before you can take them seriously. Other than that, you just have to ask them questions and see what it is that listen to what they have to say, and then see what it is that they're going to do. But the Tower, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Pentacles, that's a waiting game in on itself. This is why a lot of people end up looking crazy too, Sagittarius, because they don't seem to understand that value can only be understood through time. And I've talked about this before. Value can only really be understood in time. When you have so many people trying to rush a person's value, right? Like, first and foremost, you should already be showing them value immediately. But it'll take time for a person to understand that they're just not valuable in this one area. They're like a Swiss Army knife. They're valuable in many different areas, in many different things. This is a very versatile and diverse and versatile and well-studied individual. So it's an asset to actually keep you around, right? So that can only be understood in time. Most relationships today are popcorn microwavable, right? Where it's like, hurry up, show me what you got going on now. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave. So now it's like people don't even take the time to even really sit down and think about why they would love you, Sagittarius.